So these might be one of the best quality shoes that I've bought all year, maybe even last year, I'm not sure. But it's these bad boys. Man, these are so nice. These are just amazing. Hey, what's going on, guys? My name's Chris. Welcome back to the official WearTesters.com YouTube channel. Today we're taking a detailed look and breakdown on these bad boys right here. This is the New Balance 580, but not just any 580. This was actually a Kith exclusive for their flagship or their new flagship store that was opening up in Malibu. And while I was unable to get them on Kith, because sells out instantly over there, I was able to grab them for a decent price over at GOAT. This is not a plug, just where I bought them from. If you guys don't know what Kith is an authentic, authorized retailer of many brands. So not just, New Balance or Asics or Nike or Jordan. They got all kinds of stuff, and they're all over the world now. They were a small boutique at first, and they've just become global. And I don't want to say it was in a short amount of time, but it does feel like that. I just know that they've been around since forever, at least since I've been doing this. So, hats off to them. I've never been in one of their stores. That would be a cool thing, like if I can actually, because they look dope, but each store is unique in and of itself to its particular location. So I think that it's just really cool. These guys right here, I just saw, and normally I miss out on every collab of anything that they ever put out, and I'm always like, whatever, I'll just move on to the next thing. But this one, I think it was just the overall everything of these shoes, the visuals, the materials, the color, where I was like, no, I actually need those. So again, I went over to GOAT and grabbed a pair, and here we are. This is my first time owning a pair of New Balance 580s. It's a model that's very cool, but very underrated, especially here in the States. It's kind of a cult classic over in Japan. I don't even want to call it a cult classic. It's like a fan favorite. Over here, it might be considered a cult classic amongst very few people. They kind of remind me of a Saucony Grid 9000. They just have that overall kind of like vibe to them, with like the chunky wedge looking heel, tapered toe, really elevated materials and all of that kind of stuff. So the shoe itself reminds me of that, which I really love those. And then we have these here. They kind of have the same overall vibe as well. I was reading a really cool article, which I will link down below in the description box, that is all about the 580. Very interesting history, by the way. And they seem like fairly similar shoes. Like, I guess the shoe itself, or the model itself, was originally for or at least one of the versions was originally for trail running. So I thought that was kind of cool. And again, the Grid 9000, they have similar vibes. So I thought that was very dope. Now, what these guys actually offer on the shoe is a really awesome, thick and rugged outsole. We've got rubber from heel to toe. It's the entire thing. The only spot where there's no rubber is where they're showing you the tech right there. And that's it. What is the tech exactly? Well, that little feature back there is called the roll bar. And I believe that the original intent was just for making sure that pronators or underpronators, overpronators, I always get them confused, but it's for that specific purpose. It's to add stability to the heel for heel striking, which, as we know now, you're not supposed to do. That's not like the best foot strike. But back then, that's kind of what everything is. That's why there's this giant heel to toe drop and stuff like that in the majority of runners, is because it's enforcing you to land on your heel first and then roll into your forefoot and then snap on your forefoot stride. There are different versions or variations of the roll bar. This one is a full length one, so it goes from the medial to the lateral side. It's comprised of 2 TPU panels, and then they're interlocked with a graphite grid plate. Graphite's very similar to carbon fiber, so it's lightweight, it's strong, but it also maneuvers just a little bit, so it gives you some give and doesn't restrict things completely. The other version is where it's just a partial roll bar, where it would be on only one side, and it really just depends on the type of stability that you need in the heel. And so I think that's a very cool move. The midsole itself is comprised of 2 different types of New Balance technology, Absorb and C-Cap. C-Cap is compression molded EVA, so it's a very dense and durable EVA midsole, whereas the Absorb is just a blend of 2 different types of foam. So when you're looking at this particular shoe, you can see the break right here at the forefoot, and then you have a firmer break right here that's done up in this cream color. And so I believe that it's a dual density setup, again, comprised primarily of compression molded EVA, and then you got the roll bar on the outside to make everything stable and things like that. So it's just a very cool setup. As far as feeling goes, they're super comfortable. I'm actually surprised for something that's this old, especially in the running field, because old Air Maxes and things like that, they kind of feel like these don't. However, their insole is a piece of shit. So that's this guy right here. I'm kind of surprised, honestly. Everything's so nice, and then this. But you could take it out, it's not glued in. If you had a different insole or an orthotic or anything else, you could slap it in there and you'd be good to go. Now, as far as materials are concerned, obviously the majority of 580s that are not collab versions are gonna be a little bit basic, but since they are New Balance, they do still use actual materials, like they use a lot of pig suedes and things like that. So just make sure that you're looking at the products and the product descriptions properly. That way you can like grab one that you feel is like the best bang for your buck. At least that features the materials that you want. You know what I mean? Like some people might not like this. Some people might. You never know. As far as what this particular one offers, it's just premium velvety everything. It's amazing. You could see the quality, you could feel the quality. It's a mixture between really short-haired suede, interesting type of canvas. It almost feels like a tweed or something. It's like really tightly woven together. There are some really cool TPU panels that are right here for stability. They go into the eye stay area and stuff. That's obviously not a premium material, but I like that it's on there. And then to top it all off, they've got little pieces of veg tan leather on here on the branding on the side panels, as well as the tongue label and the back panel right here at the collar. Wow. You know what I mean? Like, this is awesome. And if that all wasn't good enough, the lining is microfiber. It feels so silky against my legs. It's amazing. The only thing that I could nitpick about is that the tongue is done up in the same premium suede material as the majority of the paneling is. And that's just because it blocks any potential airflow that you'll have. I really do like more breathable tongues, but I will say that it's just it's so nice that like breathability for a day. I'll wear these, it's cool. Now, as far as sizing is concerned, I went down half a size just because a lot of these retro New Balance shoes or retro style of New Balance shoes, I do go down half a size. Those 1906 Rs, I went true to size. They fit me perfectly. A lot of people say that they went up half a size in those. I don't know how, but you're a wide footer and you did go true to size in those.
Yeah, New Balance is the one shoe. I haven't ran a New Balance for a while, and I believe that's when I go up half a size, but as far as casually, I'm almost always true to size.
Okay. A lot of people don't know their shoe size. I'm not saying that's you. I'm just saying that's weird. I went true to size and they fit me great. These, I go down half a size and they fit me great. So that's what I do. But whatever it is that you do, stick with that. If it works for you, that's perfect. This is just my personal, how they fit me. And yeah, I like the way that they fit going down half a size in this particular model. But with all that being said, what's today's question of the day?
What's worse, pulling a hangnail, getting a paper cut, or stubbing a toe?
All three.
Yeah, but what's the ultimate worst?
What was the first one? Pulling a hangnail?
Yeah. You know when you think you could do it really quick and then
I don't do that. I don't do that anymore. when I find one and like I'm just like I'm waiting until I get home and I can get the clippers and I'll just cut it off. What was the second one?
Getting a paper cut.
Every time I think of paper cuts, I think of Jackass. Yeah. They did it everywhere. In between the things right here. They did it in between the webbings of their fingers and their toes. That's crazy. The paper cuts suck. But as somebody that walks around with like eczema hands, my skin just rips all the time, year round. And so I basically walk around with paper cuts all day. Like anytime you give me like hand sanitizer, I'm like, ooh, and it's like on fire. So yeah, so I deal with that personally. So like I would put that on the back burners because it's like, whatever, like it's fine.
This is fine.
What was the third one?
Stubbing a toe.
I would say that one, especially if it's the pinky. I've stubbed my pinky toe to the point where the nail came off. I'll just tell you, that sucks.
I've stubbed my toes so hard that I've grabbed my foot and I'm afraid to look at it. Yeah. But I would vote for the paper cuts.
Oh, really? Why?
Only because I don't have messed up hands. And so when I get them, it's like the gift that keeps on giving for 48 hours, where you think you're fine and then you wash your hands or do whatever.
Okay, yeah, maybe it's gonna be up to every person, but I, like I said, deal with the paper cut thing. Like my hands are, especially because of basketball too, the microfiber kind of like covering that the balls are made out of now, like they just strip away all my moisture. And so after a good like 2 to 3 hour basketball session, my hands look like they've been hit millions of times with little tiny pieces of paper, you know what I mean? So to the point to where my hair is short right now, you know, it's like pokey. And so like I'll wash my hair and you can feel them stabbing in between. This is what I'm saying. So I deal with that like every day. So paper cut, like that, I'm like, it does suck, but to me, it's not as bad. A surprise paper cut though really does suck.
Especially when you
like are opening a box or an envelope.
Yes. Oh, cardboard cuts are on a
That's
whole other level.
Well, I consider that a paper cut.
I know it's the same, but like it's like the grandmother of
I'm
paper cuts.
I'm just saying paper cuts I deal with all the time, so I'm going with stubbing the toe. That one's got the funniest memes. Like I don't know if you can search for it. I'd actually recommend not. It's gonna mess up your search feed. But if you ever land on one, some of them are just hilarious. But with all that being said, sound off below, let us know which of those 3 sucks the most. And I would say all 3. Like, none of them are great. But thank you guys for everything. We greatly appreciate you guys hanging out with us. We hope that you enjoyed the video. We hope that you had fun. And we hope that you click the link down below in the description box. It'll send you over to the whole history of the 580 because it was very cool. And with all that being said, we will catch you guys on the next one. So until then, y'all have a good one.